Stop chasing silence. What truly breaks them is your transformation. Have you ever felt like you disappeared from someone's life, yet the pain still clung to you? Have you ever lain in the dark wondering why you still miss someone who has already stopped missing you? If you're here, in this moment, maybe your heart is tired of being strong and you just want someone to understand. Tonight, I want to lead you into a different journey, one the Stoics have walked for thousands of years. A journey where pain becomes strength, silence becomes peace, and loss becomes a return to yourself. And what you're about to hear may change the way you see love, abandonment, and your own heart. Breathe softly. Everything begins here. Part 1. Lie down and allow your body to find its most comfortable position. Breathe in slowly and exhale gently. Tonight, there is nothing to hurry, no one watching you, no one expecting you to be strong. It's just you, your heartbeat, and the quiet flow of your breath. Maybe you're listening to these whispers in the familiar room where the lights are off and the darkness wraps around you like a thin blanket. Maybe you've spent the whole day pretending you were okay, even though your heart wasn't. And now, with no one in front of you, no one to perform for, your true feelings begin to return, quietly, but undeniably. Have you ever stared at the ceiling and felt like the silence was speaking the words you could never bring yourself to say? A soft sigh carrying everything you swallowed throughout the day. A small ache in your chest, not strong enough to make you cry, but deep enough to remind you how lonely you really are, in ways you don't admit out loud. Maybe you're hurting because someone is no longer here. Maybe you miss someone you pretend you've forgotten. Maybe you still wonder why one person's absence can feel so unbearably heavy. And maybe you're tired. Tired of being strong. Tired of acting okay. Tired of keeping your emotions hidden so no one sees you slowly falling apart. Listen to me, softly. There is nothing wrong with how you feel. You are not weak. You are not failing. You are simply someone with a heart capable of love, and therefore capable of being hurt. Maybe you're used to swallowing your pain, used to healing alone, used to staying awake in the dark just so no one sees you breaking. But tonight, you don't have to do that anymore. You're in a safe place now, a place with no judgment, a place where you can be honest with your emotions without fear. And I want to whisper this into your heart. Your pain is not your enemy. It's not here to destroy you. It's here because it wants to be seen. The Stoics said, "What you run from is often what you most need to face." But facing your pain doesn't mean fighting or forcing yourself to be strong immediately. Sometimes it simply means breathing alongside your feelings, acknowledging them, and letting them know you won't abandon them anymore. You don't need to be fully ready. You don't need to understand everything tonight. We will move slowly, like sunlight slipping through a morning doorway, gentle, gradual, bright enough to illuminate without hurting your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands. Relax the muscles of your face that have been unconsciously tense all day. Give yourself a moment to simply exist. No effort, no resistance, no performance. Just you, simple and honest, finding your way back to yourself. And when you're ready, softly, we will look at your pain together. Not with today's tired eyes, but with a calmer, clearer, gentler light. Pause. Breathe in softly and let everything settle. Right. Or maybe they're fine without me. Or I should move on. But you stay stuck in an emotional loop, checking your phone, rereading old messages, imagining scenarios where they come back. And you suffer not because they left, but because you wait. When you use silence as a tactic, you don't create power. You create more pain within yourself. The Stoics never used silence to manipulate others. They used silence to build themselves. Epictetus said, "There are things within your control and things outside of it. If you cling to what is not yours, you will suffer." Marcus Aurelius said, "You control your mind, not the minds of others." Meaning, you cannot force someone to miss you. You cannot force regret. You cannot make someone return simply because you vanished. But you can do something far greater. Become someone impossible to ignore, not through tactics, but through genuine internal growth. Think of a girl who goes silent on her ex, hoping he'll come back. She unfollows him, stops texting, posts nothing, believing her disappearance will make him miss her. But he doesn't come back. While she waits, he continues living his life. She hurts. But then, she chooses change. She works out, reads, learns new skills, cooks, walks each evening, takes care of herself, focuses on her growth. Months later, he messages her. But she realizes she doesn't want him anymore. Not out of anger, but because she has become someone who no longer fits the place she once begged for. It wasn't silence that made her strong. It was transformation. The Stoics knew transformation or silence. Silence used to manipulate others weakens you. Silence used to rebuild yourself frees you. Another example. A man once belittled by his ex. "You're not ambitious. You're not enough." He goes silent, but not to punish her. He rebuilds, exercising, reading philosophy, meditating, developing new skills. 3 months later, they cross paths at a cafe. She barely recognizes him. Not because of looks, but because of the calm power in his eyes. She avoids his gaze, not out of hate, but because she must face the truth. She misjudged him. His growth becomes a mirror reflecting her mistake. When you grow, you become a mirror people struggle to face. They avoid you because who you've become exposes what they failed to see. You know you've grown when someone who once underestimated you can no longer meet your eyes. They scroll past your happiness quickly, then return to look again, not out of love, but because your transformation reveals their shortcomings. Marcus Aurelius said, "You cannot step into the same river twice, and neither can you." Once you change, you cannot return to who you were. What hurts the most is not your silence or your disappearance, but the fact that they can no longer reach you. You no longer react the same. You no longer tremble waiting for messages. You no longer hope. You no longer place them on the pedestal where they once stood. That is true power. So if you want your strength back, don't reclaim it with silence, waiting, or hoping they realize your worth. Reclaim it through change, by rebuilding yourself, by rising beyond who you were, by becoming someone you no longer abandon. Take a slow breath. Let this awareness settle, and step with me into the next part. The healing tools that help you turn pain into the foundation of real transformation. Part 3. Now that you understand why you hurt, why silence cannot save you, and why transformation is your real path forward, we arrive at the most important part. Small tools, tiny tools, yet powerful enough to shift how you feel, how you think, and how you respond. These micro habits act like small stones, helping you cross an emotional river gently, instead of attempting one giant leap and falling. They're not complex techniques or intense philosophy. They require no force. They are soft. So soft you can use them while lying down, breathing, or holding yourself back from doing something you'll regret. Most importantly, they help you reclaim control, moment by moment. Tool 1. Regrounding breath. There are moments your heart urges you to text them, a long message or a simple, "How are you?" or even an emoji. Moments when you want to open their social media, see their updates, check if they're online. You know if you do it, you'll hurt more. This is the trigger, the moment your emotions try to reach for them. What you need isn't iron willpower. You only need 4 to 6 long breaths. Place your hand over your chest gently. Inhale slowly, as if bringing your mind back home. Exhale softly, as if setting down what you're trying to hold on to. Do it 4 to 6 times. You will feel a small but real shift. The urge weakens. Stoics called this returning to the body, because when emotions pull you away, your body remains here, and your breath remains yours. Epictetus said, "This breath is the only thing you truly own." And the truth is, 9 out of 10 times you want to reach out, you won't want to anymore after 6 breaths. Not because you stopped caring, but because you regained control. Tool 2. Self-dignity dialogue. Some days you feel inadequate, not attractive enough, not smart enough, not worthy of love. You compare yourself to their new partner or strangers online. These thoughts shrink you. Your shoulders drop, your eyes dim, your voice softens. This is when you need a self-dignity dialogue, not shouting affirmations, not forced motivation, just 3 gentle sentences. I do not need anyone to validate my worth. I am learning to become a better version of myself. I deserve love and peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look at yourself with gentleness." You've criticized yourself enough. You've believed others' harsh words long enough. It's time to be the first voice that affirms your worth. Each morning, look into the mirror for 5 seconds and whisper one of these lines. It strengthens your mind more than you expect. Tool 3. Control check. Stoic question. One of the things draining you is not the missing, but the unanswered questions. Do they think of me? Do they miss me? Do they regret it yet? You repeat these questions hoping the answer will change. It won't. They're like turning a key that opens nothing. This is when you ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, every thought that follows is meaningless. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than reality." You're not hurting because they don't think about you. You're hurting because your mind imagines they might. Whenever the question appears, say gently, "It is not within my control." After repeating it a few times, your mind calms. Tool 4. Night Release Ritual. Some nights you can't sleep. Memories feel vivid. You toss and turn, trying to forget, but remembering more. You want to open old conversations just to feel connected for a second. If tonight is such a night, try this ritual. Imagine a small thread between you and them. Each inhale tightens the thread slightly. Each exhale loosens it. After a few breaths, imagine letting it go, drifting away like thin smoke. No force, no pulling, just release. Marcus Aurelius said, "Night is when the mind returns to truth." Some things must be left in darkness for morning to enter. 1 or 2 minutes of this ritual relaxes your face, softens your shoulders, deepens your breath, and quiets your heart. Not because you forget them, but because you learn to release gently. Now, as your breath slows and your mind softens, let the voice shift into a whisper, preparing you for the final descent into peace. Lower your shoulders. Let your breath take over. Part 4. And now, after understanding, after reconnecting with your body, after breathing through everything, we enter the final part, the part your heart has been waiting for all day, the part of letting go, softening, and no longer needing to be strong.
You've done so well, truly. You faced your pain instead of running away. You understood it, saw what hurt you, and chose not to let it control you. You've taken your first steps toward healing, through breath, awareness, and returning to yourself. Tonight you deserve peace, not the artificial kind, not the kind used to hide pain, but real peace that comes from facing your heart with gentleness. Let me whisper to you, closely, slowly, as if each word rested on your chest to soothe what still aches inside. You looked at your pain. You understood it. You walked through it. And tonight, you deserve peace. Let these sentences drift through you, soft and steady. I am enough. I allow myself to be at peace. I do not need to be remembered. I choose myself. I release expectation. I return to my body. I am safe. I am allowed to rest. I need no one to prove my worth. I trust my growth. I release what no longer belongs to me. I deserve this peace. Let them move through you like a soft breeze across a quiet room. Now we breathe together, gently, slowly, letting each breath guide you toward sleep. Inhale softly. Exhale gently. 1. Light as smoke. 2. Your shoulders fall. 3. Your heart slows. 4. Your face loosens. 5. Your neck softens. 6. Your mind quiets. 7. The weight of the day dissolves. 8. Your body sinks into the bed. 9. You feel safe, grounded, heavy. 10. And you know you're ready for sleep. Let me whisper something you may have never heard gently. No one is demanding anything from you. No one is waiting for you to be strong. No one needs you to explain or prove anything. Everything can wait until tomorrow. Only you need rest right now. You don't need to try to forget someone. You don't need to try to heal. You don't need to try to sleep. You only need to let go. Just a little. Let your hands grow heavy. Let your heartbeat slow. Let your mind drift to a safe place where nothing can hurt you. You are returning to yourself, to the softest, most honest part of you, stillness. And stillness is not emptiness. It is the gift you deserve after everything you've survived. Let your body melt deeper into the bed. Let your eyes close slowly, not because you force sleep, but because sleep is coming to you,
like a gentle hand on your hair whispering, "You've done so well, truly so well." Let your breath drift softly. Let the world outside fade. Tonight, no one has the right to touch your peace but you. And now, I will stop. Not to leave you empty, but to give silence the space to hold you. Let the sound behind you guide you into sleep. No effort, no thinking, just rest. If you're still listening now, it means you've already walked a long way on your journey tonight. You've looked into your pain, understood it, and gently walked through it with nothing but your own breath. And that is a kind of strength no one can ever take from you. The strength of someone who knows how to return to themselves. Remember this: you don't need anyone to come back just to prove that you are worthy. You are worthy the moment you choose to stand up for yourself. As you slowly fall asleep tonight, let the stronger, calmer version of you keep walking forward. And in the next video, I will guide you even deeper into how to build a mind that is no longer controlled by the past, a place where you are truly free. I'll meet you on the next part of the journey. You've done so well.